picture this, waking up in a sterile, cold hospital bed after 6-hour surgery to the words of your doctor saying that your arm would be paralyzed. That was my reality in September of 2015. I couldn't afford any of this. I had a business to take care of, family. I have no money nor insurance. At that moment, I only had two choices. It's just to keep living my life the way it is or take charge and control over it. Today marks a 9-year anniversary from that terrible bike accident that I had and that wake-up call that I had in the hospital. But I actually consider this as my second birthday. It brought a completely new perspective, pushed me to create a new life for myself. So today in this video, I would like to share with you 3 steps that I took that helped me to take control over my life. So what my life looks like today. I'm Rivkin, an expert in financial freedom and business growth. I own a tax and accounting firm, as well as I invest in multifamily real estate developments. And I have built this dream life free of financial freedom. And as a matter of fact, right now I'm recording this. I'm on a 2-month world tour. I already visited 7 countries in the Baltic, and now I'm in Central Asia. And at the same time, I'm helping other business owners to build the same dream life that they would love to have for themselves, whatever it is that it looks for them. So the first step is getting the business coach. The business coach helps you to navigate through the life challenges. It guides you, and it helps you to get there in the most fastest way. Why? Because experienced business coaches, they already walk the path and they already know what it looks like. They're able to identify the opportunities that are available for you, guide you towards these opportunities. It's kind of looking this way. You can have someone to fish for you, or you can have someone to teach you how to fish. This is kind of what the business coach does. So they help you and teach you how to fish, and then how to have the fish all the time so you can live your life to the fullest. So how did I get across about the business coach? I was not like that all the time. I can tell you that for sure. In fact, my life wasn't that beautiful and perfect. I was struggling just like everyone else. It was literally a year before the accident. So in 2014, my family we went to Las Vegas for the holidays. And when we were in Las Vegas, I told my husband, you know, you have a family member, your cousin, he lives in Los Angeles, and he has a daughter that's the same age as my youngest daughter. I was like, why don't we get in touch and see if he's available? And then I saw it's not a long drive. Maybe we can go to LA, we'll visit LA. And then at the same time, we're gonna meet up with your cousin. And then the girls can talk, they're the same age. He called his cousin, he was available, he was very excited. He's like, yeah, sure, come over, we'll spend the day together. We drive from Las Vegas to LA. We spend an amazing, beautiful day in Universal Studios. And then in the evening, we go out for dinner. So that dinner completely changed my whole life. We can say that as well as too. I was so fascinated with this guy. So after that dinner, I started following him on social media. So I started seeing like what he talks about, what does he do. It like got me very interested in him and his personality. And a few months before my accident happened, he put a post on social media that he started doing the coaching sessions. And at that moment, I was not in a very great place in my life. I've been following him, and I saw all the posts that he was posting, like all this inspirational, encouraging about like all this dream life. And obviously in the beginning, I was like, okay, what the hell he's talking about? Like, oh, this is all fake, like all the success stories that he was putting on the social media. You know, I was very skeptical. But then, as I mentioned, I was following him for almost a year. And then especially that we had that dinner, somehow deep inside, it built that trust. And I was like, okay, why don't I just try this? So there's something inside of me guided me to message him and schedule a first coaching. I never did any of this. And before that meeting, he sent me the questionnaire to go over. So that was like a really interesting story. So when I got this questionnaire and I answered everything that he was asking me, like I remember he asked me like what my life looks like right now. I mean, obviously there was like all these questions in depth, and I remember that I literally put in there like all the problems that I have in my life. I just dumped everything in there. How tired I am, exhausted I am. I don't have time and energy for anything. My husband doesn't spend time with me. He doesn't take me out. He doesn't love me. We don't go anywhere. My kids don't behave. My business is terrible. I have challenges and problems with the employees, and then with the clients, they not paying enough. The employees not doing what needs to be done. It's hard. It's very hard to hire someone, to find good people. And then I was just like, I went like on and on and on about like all these bad things and all the negativity that's in my life. And I remember when we had our first session, when he looked at this questionnaire, like everything that I wrote. And back then, when he told me all of this, the way like when we started having these discussions, like I didn't understand. Honestly, I didn't understand any of this. But then as we had more and more sessions, it took months and months. So what he said is, everything that you wrote here and everything that we talk about, it's all about how bad everything is. So it's all like all these negative things that happening in your life. And think of it this way, is what we think about, we expand on that, and then we talk about that. And then as the law of attraction works, is that we attract more and more of all these bad and negative things. That's why you're having all of them. Why don't you try to switch this around and start thinking about all the good things that you have in your life? And I was like, I don't have any good things in my life. Like nothing is good. Yeah, okay, I have a business, I'm making 7 figures, and back then, that's another thing. Like, listen, I was making all this money, I was making great money, but then yet I have no money. Constantly have to think about how to make more money, how to pay for the bills, how to take care of the family. And again, I start going in all these things that are going wrong in my life. And then, it took, as I mentioned, it took months and months, sessions and sessions, when he was guiding and coaching me on to change my perception. So the first thing is like, what am I thinking about? How often does that happen, guys, with you? Like, does that sound familiar? Because like for me, that's literally what was my life about. I would wake up and then all these problems start popping up in my mind, and then it just like goes like a roller coaster. So, and then we started doing all these exercises. So he started guiding me, working on my mindset, and then switching or what I'm thinking, all these negative things, and looking at the different perspective. And one thing I remember that one of the exercises that we were doing, he was like, okay, what do you want to have in your life? What do you want your life to look like? Let's write down all of these things. So when I started writing like all these beautiful things, obviously naturally, the next thing's like, yeah, I want all of these things, but I cannot get them because I have to do this, I have to do that, and then my husband is not doing this, and my clients are not doing that. So then you start thinking on how to do all of these things. So, and he's like, no, don't worry about how. Just write down everything what you want to have in your life. What is that perfect day is gonna look like for you? What do you want your day-to-day look like? What do you want to do? What time do you want to wake up? When you woke up, what do you want to do next? Who do you want to have breakfast with? Who do you want to have lunch with, dinner with? As I mentioned before, little by little, we were doing this, from month to month. And then towards the end of the year, as I started more and more focusing on what I want my life to look like, I started shifting my mind and focusing more on what I want in my life versus what I don't have in my life. So that was a big game changer for me. And here's another beautiful thing is that it just made it so much easier in my mind, because before, like I mentioned, waking up and being so stressed about all these bad things. Now you wake up and you dream. It's like, look at the children, like they're always like flying and thinking positive and then dreaming. Why? Because they live in this imaginary world. And that imaginary world is so beautiful. That's the first step that I took, is found this business coach. So the second step is to commit. And that side of the bridge, and I know there's that beautiful life that I started imagining with the help of my coach. Started imagining this life, but obviously for me to get to that life is that I need to commit. You gotta want to have this, because a lot of the times is that, okay, we want something, we know how to get this, we know that it's out there, but it's that commitment that is going to help us to get there. This is another thing, and it's one of the challenges, is to commit, it's to take responsibility. Discipline is the confidence and belief in these commitments. What helped me to get through that bridge is the belief that there is a better life out there. Belief is that I can have that life, I can build it for myself. It was challenging. Here's another thing I'll share with you. It was extremely challenging because what I started doing is that I started going against the current. It's against everyone what is telling. Like my mom, my husband, my kids, everyone, my friends, everyone around me were like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's not gonna work out. And how often do we hear all of this? When you have this idea, you have a dream, you want to do something, and then you share with someone, and then the other person tells you, no, that's not possible. You cannot have this. And that's surely exactly what started happening with me, because besides that, just started like dreaming, imagining, and I had these crazy dreams. And then when I started going and sharing with everyone, by the way, that's very important, is when you share and you talk with others, you talk as if you already have these dreams, as if you already have whatever it is that you want to have. Want to buy a house, okay? A big mansion. So you already act and talk to everyone as if I'm looking for this big house in this neighborhood, and I'm like very close on buying this, and I'm gonna be moving there. So the same thing, let's say if you like wanna build the business and make millions, so then you already talk about, like I'm working on this business idea, I'm having these meetings with the clients, and I'm working on this project I'm gonna sign this project that is gonna bring in millions of dollars. So that's exactly what I started doing. And everyone was like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, this is what I'm working, and I already have this. And like, no, you crazy, just keep doing what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, this is all good. Like all these new things that you're talking about, no, it's not gonna work out. I'm sharing all of this because I went through all these challenges. And especially when you share with others who do not have this vision, and other people that's still on that other side of the bridge, but you see like all this beautiful life. So now you just need to cross that bridge, and all this, what's on that side, that old houses, old community, they gonna hold you back because they still live in that old mindset. They don't see what you see. So therefore, it's important to believe in yourself, to have the courage and the discipline and commit that, yes, I'm crossing this bridge and building this life. So, and the third thing is taking these massive actions. So the success doesn't come from just dreaming about it, even though it is an important part, but it also comes with taking these massive actions. And for you to get across that bridge, you need to walk that bridge. The business coach will navigate you, will guide you, but you are the one who needs to take the steps to walk across that bridge. It's this massive actions, keep going, waking up every morning, have clear vision, the focus of that dream life on that other side of the bridge, and then goal setting. This was a huge that helped me. So the next step that I started is reverse engineering. Okay, so if I wanna grow my business, build my business the way that I designed it, okay, like what do I have right now in place, and what do I need to do to get there? Again, what do I need to do to cross that bridge? So I wrote down like step by step, and then I divide them in different buckets. A lot of the times, and I'm very guilty of that, is being like this visionary and dreamer. I come up with this idea and I was like, oh, it's just easy. Let's just go and do it. It's 1, 2, 3. But then in reality, when I start doing it, it turns out is that it takes much longer than what I estimated and what I envisioned. Therefore, it's a lot of the times, and maybe you will resonate with me, is that we underestimate how much time something will take. And by doing that, at some point we get discouraged and we give up. So as I'm learning from it, this is why like all these goal settings is very important, is to identify is that goal that you want, to break it down into small pieces. And then, okay, put the time. So it's using the SMART goals, is to be specific, to be measurable, make sure that it's attainable, it's realistic, and then to put the time bound on that. So by the way, if you want to do these exercises on the goals, if you want to create the dream life to help you with, is that I have put together a success kit that helped me to get to where I am right now, and I still use this on everyday basis. Is I would like to share this with you absolutely for free. It's my gift to you, so you can message me, you can comment, you can click the link to download it, or you can simply call our office and you can get access to the success kit. It has all these exercises. It's gonna help you to do the exercise on all the things that you want to have in your life, and then at the same time it has the exercise for the goal setting. So anyway, now going back again to the goals. So let's say like if you say like this whole goal is gonna take you one year, and then you go and you break it down even further, 9 months, 6 months, 3 months, and then you break it down even further, break it down by on a monthly basis, weekly basis, daily basis. Why am I sharing all of this? Because by doing all of this, whenever you're gonna wake up in the morning, okay, first thing you're gonna know, okay, I have this goal for today. So that's gonna keep you focused. It's gonna provide the clarity, and that will allow you to take these massive actions and then walk across that bridge. I remember I sat down and I wrote like, this is where I am, like all the things that I have. And this is like all this, what I want to have in my life. And then this is like the gap. And then I just like draw the bridge. And okay, so I need to get across the bridge. So that's why I'm sharing with you as a bridge, because like for me visually helped me a lot. And that's another thing, like visually, talking about visualization, I do have this visualization as well exercise in the success kit, but that's another thing that helped me to take these massive actions and to help me to with the commitment is I have like visualizations board everywhere in my house. Up until now, I have different goals now. It's been 9 years already. Yes, I'm living this beautiful life, but then I'm still doing this on everyday basis. And this is what helps me to achieve what I want to achieve and have in my life. So I shared with you 3 steps that helped me to build this dream life. And one of them is business coach. The second one is commit. And the third one is to take massive actions. So I believe that you can build this beautiful dream life for yourself. I believe that you can have everything that you want. Everything that you want, you already have it. And it's already all in your hands. And you don't need to wait until something drastic happens to you, like it did for me. You don't need to wait for that wake-up call to reevaluate your life. And if you're looking for guidance to help you someone to navigate you, to get across the bridge, then you can message us, you can schedule a meeting with me, and I would love to be your guide to help you and guide you across the bridge to your dream life. Oh, and by the way, here's another thing. If you're looking for the mentors as well, I wanted to mention this as well. I can be your mentor. You can follow me on social media channels as I put lots of information that helped me to build my dream life, that helped me to grow and build the business. I'm sharing the success stories. If you don't know me yet, that's the way for you to get to know me. So that's another thing when I started following my coach and seeing that, yeah, he is actually on that side of the bridge. Maybe what he's talking about makes sense. And maybe I need to start following and listening to what he's talking about. So remember guys, financial freedom is all in your hands. I'll see you in my next video.